I am headed to. I'm freaking out right now because I am headed to the airport to photograph perhaps one of the biggest jobs I've ever done. And I did it to myself because I wanted to raise the stakes. Because why not? If you're going to do something, you might as well go all out, right? I am reviewing the Leica SL3, and I'm taking it to 13,000 feet to photograph the Tetons. Here we go. Here at the airport, and it's kind of a cloudy day. I just got off the phone with John, the pilot, and as you can see, you don't know what to expect. I mean, the Tetons are over yonder, and I've been there where it's completely grayed out and it's ugly and it's hideous, like the light wise, and all of a sudden, like within moments, like the light comes and it's insane. So it's just one of those things where, well, do we still go? Do we not? We're going to go, and we're going to see what happens. When I was younger, I would get so excited to purchase a new camera and use it for the first time. And I was so excited because I wanted that first image to be so special. I would create a folder just for that one image, that first shot that I took with my brand new camera. When using the Leica SL3, it was like doing that every single time I took a photograph. And I honestly don't know why, and I can't explain why I felt that way, but the experience of picking up a camera for the first time and using it, like, that's what I felt. And it was just something that I've never felt before with my Canon system or using Nikon or Sony. I just hadn't felt that until I used the Leica SL3, and I don't know what it was, but every moment felt special. It was an immersive experience where I felt like I was more present than I had been in times past. It doesn't have the greatest autofocus. Like, let's be honest, it's not as fast as a Canon or Sony or Nikon, for instance. It just doesn't have the tracking features. Yes, it's improved over the SL2, but not drastically. So, is this a camera that I would use at, like, let's say the Olympics that we just experienced? No way. No. It just wouldn't be that camera that I would take. But would it be a camera that I would take to photograph epic landscapes? 100%. It's weather sealed. It has the megapixels that you need to create massive prints. It actually does really well in low light considering how big the sensor is. It also can shoot 15 frames a second. Now there is a buffer, but to get that burst, it's there. And be able to shoot that at like 14 bits at 50 megapixels, that's huge. Now I personally love this camera. I love the experience that I had with this camera, and now I wish that I had it because it's something that felt new to me for the first time. And I think that's what I love most about it. And besides the fact that it was so easy to color grade the images, it just didn't take long. I felt like with my Canon files on that same trip up in the Cessna, it just took a lot longer to finesse. But with the Leica SL3, the DNG files are so fun and so easy to work with that it just made the experience even that more enjoyable. Now this is a camera for someone who, I don't know, Ryan, what would you say this camera's for? Who is gonna buy this camera?
I think this camera is for someone that does something like fine art. It's something where If details are important, colors matter, you need a fast workflow, it's something that's going to really fit into that workflow and work style and produce the images and the content that you really need. Not necessarily for someone that needs to, like sport photography, like Tyler mentioned, the autofocus is not great. So for things where it's more stationary, more thoughtful, where you're able to really sit down and create a composition rather than just shooting what's happening in front of you, that's where that camera is really going to shine and the market that I think it's really for.
So just got back and man, my ears are like not popping yet. It was like crazy 20-degree difference from like flying over the Tetons as opposed to here. But we got the shot and the battery, like I had to keep turning it on and off because it was just on the verge of dying. The high altitude at like 13,000 feet certainly didn't help, but oh my goodness, like the most insane thing that I've done. And I just want to keep doing it because it's so rad. So let's just talk real quick about how the camera did. It was good. The reason I paused is because I want to see what the images look like when I actually blow them up. And there's just like one that I know in particular that like I feel that it's the shot that I was going for, and I'm just hoping and praying that it's like sharp because as soon as you stick your head out the window, that lens is just shaking everywhere. So as long as it's in focus, everything will be all right. And that's the hope.